Probably one of the most important lessons I learned after the first year of going self-employed was to zoom out to then be able to zoom back in. And what I mean by that is it's actually quite amazing, I find, how easy it is for time just to get carried away. You get into something, you start something, a project, a freelance career, it was in my case, around digital marketing, whatever it might be. And before you know it, time has flown by and you've kind of been carried along on this little pathway that lots of different things move along the way. And then before you know it, you can actually veer quite far from where you actually wanted to start out and what you were trying to envisage, the main why, the reason why you got into what you were doing in the first place. And I certainly did that in my first year, and I was actually quite far off the path of where I actually wanted to be. Now in year two, with the help of some mentors and reflection techniques, I actually started to get a bit better, but still this is something I work on over time. And now multiple years into my self-employed career, it's something I really actively practice as part of my process of running my organization. So take a helicopter view. So come out of your day-to-day work, get some time. I quite like to go to a different space. People talk about off-sites, going somewhere in the country, a hotel for 2 or 3 days, but it is good to get a different change of environment. It helps facilitate this, I believe. Take a helicopter view then, overlook on where have you been, what was the journey you took, what are all the parts, what clients are you working with, what projects are you working on, how are the revenue, how do these things all tie together, reflect on your original desire and goals at the start of what you wanted to achieve, and just check that you're on that path. Because often by doing so, you'll realize that you're not quite there and you can apply a little recorrection to get back on track. Things don't always go as smoothly as we plan and hope for, of course, but by doing this practice, you can actually reflect on those things and like I say, get back on track before actually it's too far down the line in a path that you may not have originally wanted to go on. So one of the most valuable techniques I've used over certainly the last 2-3 years of my career is to zoom out so I can really gain clarity on where I want to go, what I want to be doing again, make the course correction, and then zoom back in and focus on that. And then, of course, down the line, again, doing the same process. In terms of the time scale of when you're going to do these things, again, it comes down to you, really. I quite like to have a bit of a reflection every month, to be honest, but maybe do a bit of a deeper dive on a quarterly or 6-monthly basis where I might take that off-site, go into sort of the countryside, try and remove all distractions, let people know that I'm not available for a couple of days, and use that opportunity to really reflect, maybe bounce those ideas off a colleague or a business partner or something, and then come back in. But again, it should be something that you consistently have in the back of your mind, because otherwise time can run away with you and you can be on a path that you don't really want to be on. So have a little think about that concept of zooming out to zooming in, and I hope that can add some value to your career.